Good morning. Thank you for joining us on our special live coverage of President Yoon Suk-yeol's cabinet meeting on his recent trip to New York. In just a few moments, we will connect to the presidential office in Yongsan. The president will address key outcomes of his visit to the UN General Assembly in New York. In his speech there, he laid out South Korea's plans to play a leading role in narrowing the global divide while sending a warning against Russia and North Korea's military cooperation. And on the sidelines, the president held dozens of bilateral meetings to drum up support for Busan's bid to host the 2030 World Expo, with the voting coming up in November. And during the 5-day trip, the president met 41 leaders from all over the world. And meeting those leaders, the president said that the Busan Expo emphasizes solidarity over competition, differing from events like the World Cup or the Olympics, both events that Korea has hosted. The expo aims to bridge global disparities by sharing advancement in science and industry, laying out the groundwork for global peace and prosperity. This aligns with the UN speech outlining plans to bridge divisions between developed and developing nations. And also during these meetings, the president sought to enhance South Korea's cooperation with each country, especially when it comes to the economy. And from all of this, the presidential office assesses that South Korea has expanded its diplomatic presence ever wider across the world, and that the country's economic horizons are expanding for domestic companies to prosper from. Well, it seems like the meeting has just begun, so let's listen in.
At ease, please take your seats. Let us begin the cabinet meeting. Last week, I visited New York for 4 nights and 6 days. A total of 48 diplomatic events were held, including a keynote speech at the UN's General Assembly, 41 bilateral summits, speech at the New York University Digital Vision Forum, and regional summit group lunches and dinners were held. During my stay in New York, I met with 47 leaders of countries and appealed for their support for the hosting of the 2030 Busan Expo. Busan Expo will shift the paradigm for the international community from a competition to solidarity, and I emphasize that it will be a value-oriented expo. Rather than countries showing off their achievements of science and technology, it is to share those achievements with the international community, and this expo will be of solidarity. And through this Busan Expo, these countries will have the opportunity to leap forward in science and technology and industry. In particular, Republic of Korea's cutting-edge digital-based expo. Through this, we will be able to provide these technologies to the future generations. I also spoke with the leaders of each country that Busan served as the mother's umbilical cord during the Korean War and the economic growth of the country. North Korean communist forces invaded South Korea, and most of the part of the country was occupied, but Busan was upholding the freedom, and with that, and with the help of UN forces and the international community, we were able to win and able to turn the tide. And afterwards, Busan was the remarkable, in the process of the remarkable economic growth, Busan was the core of all that, and it is a symbolism of solidarity. Many countries listened carefully of the Korean president's keynote speech at the UN General Assembly. The Korean government's policy principle of freedom and solidarity is also consistently applied in the diplomatic arena, and this the trust and expectation towards the Korean government is on the rise, and this was felt. And it was really palpable that it was the expectation towards us. The theme of the 78th UN General Assembly was restoring trust and global solidarity. And in my keynote speech, I made an emphasis on the solidarity and the issue of disparities between countries. Amid the unprecedented polycrises of the international community, the UN and countries centered around the UN and the international community should come together, and I emphasized the need for strong solidarity. And I said that the South Korean government will play its leading role in closing the gaps between the countries in terms of climate, digital, and since its inauguration, our government has boldly expanded official development assistance, and the size of Korea's ODA budget for next year will be doubled compared to 5 years ago. And we will help the development cooperation with the recipient countries in terms of education. And in my speech at the UN General Assembly, South Korean government's plan for GCF and expanding its green ODA, including an additional donation of $300 million, was announced, and the stance of our support to transition to clean energy, and also the utilization of nuclear power plants and hydrogen and the use of carbon-free high-efficiency energy. I propose the launch of carbon-free high-efficiency energy coalition. The Zero Carbon Coalition, led by our efforts, when this will bear fruit, the further strengthening of our competitiveness will be in place, and we will have a huge potential export market. And we actively support the launch of Carbon-Free Coalition, and we hope that many countries and governments and international organizations will spare no efforts in this regard. And the development gap, the climate gap, and digital gap is widening as time goes by. And all industries and cultures, when their utilization and the digital distribution are insufficient, then their growth will be limited. And in my speech at the UN General Assembly, Korea's strength in information and communication technology, by utilizing this, we promise to expand the digital transformation ODA to provide easy access to the vulnerable countries in terms of education, health, and financial services. And also, following last year, I visited the New York University once again to give a speech at the Digital Vision Forum. And I said that at the age of AI and digital, we said the Republic of Korea will propose a digital Bill of Rights and will establish directions and norms for the future digital society. The Digital Bill of Rights will contain 5 principles: freedom, fairness, safety, innovation, and solidarity. It should be used for expanding human freedom, not to the extent of digital technology. And fair competition and compensation systems must operate, and the safety of liberal democracy and market economy must be upheld. And in terms of the digital innovation, it should occur, and in this regard, AI digital technology must contribute to the world peace and common prosperity of mankind. And to this end, the international community must work together and stand in solidarity. Every time a new technology emerges, new norms and standards were discussed, and a country that led such discussions have led the development of the relevant technologies and industries without any exception. Now the establishment of the new AI and digital norms, the Republic of Korea would like to stand at the front and lead this discussion. This time in New York, we signed with the New York University an AI Digital Business Cooperation Partnership. And together with the United States, we will conduct joint research, human resource training, and business cooperation, and this will be expanded so our researchers and companies could expand into the North American market and to the global market. At today's cabinet meeting, we are going to report to the members of the cabinet meeting the aforementioned Digital Bill of Rights. And based on this, I hope that each ministry will establish AI and digital policies. And also, we will actively share our Digital Bill of Rights with the international community so that all the ministries will make a concerted effort to strengthen the digital leadership. In my speech at the UN General Assembly, I once again emphasized that no development prosperity can be achieved without international peace. As the permanent member of the UN Security Council launches an armed invasion and aggression, and the reality of neglecting and assisting a regime that is focusing on nuclear development in blatant violation of Security Council resolutions. If this continues, the criticism of the current UN Security Council and voices for reform will inevitably grow. As a member of Security Council in 2024 to 25, the non-permanent member, we will take the lead in promoting national peace based on norms and rule of law. In addition, the faithful implementation of ROC-US Washington Declaration and the Nuclear Consultative Group to solidify our nuclear deterrent against North Korea and to ensure that the Camp David cooperation system that we discussed at Camp David will promote freedom, peace, and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific region. We met with heads of states of 47 countries and discussed intensively about expanding our efforts and overseas expansion. And we are focused on expanding our grounds where our people and businesses can play vigorously, and our domestic market of 50 million people must expand into the global market of 500 million or 5 billion people. When recipient countries of our ODA, a larger market will open up for our countries and provide more quality jobs. There is no corner of the world that our people and companies are not able to reach. Czech Republic, Hungary, Kazakhstan, Ghana, and all the business opportunities here, including nuclear power plant projects, and also transportation infrastructure projects in Thailand, Ecuador, Paraguay, and Israel. The new city construction projects in Iraq and Kyrgyzstan are all of our businesses and our people's efforts that they are paying there. The government that operates with the taxes from the citizens and businesses has an obligation to support our citizens and businesses operating around the world. And this is precisely why the government pursues global diplomacy, global pivotal diplomacy. In addition, Mongolia, Uzbekistan, and Serbia, the key mineral reserves, the leaders of the countries I met with, we asked them to become a reliable partner, supply chain partner. And we asked the relevant ministries, I would like to ask them to carefully take follow-up measures, such as forming an intergovernmental consultative body, dispatching economic missions, and engaging in public-private cooperation. It is said that if you pay efforts, it will pay back. We should not feel complacent and have a vague idea that we have done to a certain extent and that will bear fruits. We must be confident and we should work really hard and to achieve our goals. And when we have the conviction that the global market and the Busan Expo is ours and run for it, they will become ourselves. At today's meeting, the bills will be submitted, including the Teachers Status Act, Elementary and Secondary Education Act, Early Childhood Education Act, and Basic Education Act. Through this, we will guarantee rights of the Teachers Act and the educational rights. From now on, the teachers will have the legitimacy and will be protected from the violation of the prohibition on child abuse. When teachers' teaching rights are guaranteed, students' learning rights and human rights are also guaranteed. We ask for more efforts from the Ministry of Education for the normalization of the education field. It's soon Chuseok holidays. There is an old saying that it will always be like Chuseok. The government will also do its best to provide our people with plentiful and comfort like Chuseok holidays. At the end of August, the government preemptively prepared the Chuseok livelihood stability measures and is making every effort to stabilize the prices. And the October 2nd was designated as temporary public holiday, and we hope that the 6-day holiday will revitalize domestic demand. I ask the relevant ministry to do their best to stabilize the holiday prices so that it is palpable by the public. In addition, around the holidays, there are a lot of people who are moving to get to their homes and come back to their homes, and we ask the related ministries to make every effort to ensure the traffic safety and public safety. Generous and comfortable holidays is something that all of our citizens, without any exceptions, should enjoy together. We should check carefully if there are anyone who's left behind and be sure that everyone can spend Chuseok holiday happily. Also, I am grateful and please take care of the people who are working hard during the holidays, such as military personnel, police firefighters, and sanitation workers. Thank you.
That wraps up President Yoon's cabinet meeting, sharing the key outcomes of his trip to New York, which included his dozens of meetings, bilateral meetings to boost Busan's bid to host the 2030 World Expo, and his declaration of key principles of setting a digital order for world to adopt, and also South Korea's plans to play a leading role in narrowing the global disparities. And last, President Yoon also touched on the government's pledge to stabilize prices ahead of Chuseok Thanksgiving holiday. Well, thanks for watching.